Grade 7, Lesson 2. The King's Nightingale. Once upon a time, there was a king who lived near a forest. One night, while he was sitting by a window reading a book, he heard a nightingale singing in the forest. The bird's voice was very sweet, and it sang beautifully for an hour. "What kind of bird is that?" said the king. "It has a very sweet voice, and it sings very beautifully. I must have this bird," he said to his men. And so that king's men went into the forest and looked for the nightingale. They looked for it everywhere, in the trees, under the trees, and in the bushes. At last they found it. It was in a tree, near a stream. "Please, little bird, will you come with us?" they asked the nightingale. "Our king wants you," the man said. "Oh, I don't want to go with you," answered the bird. "I'm happy here. I want to stay here in this forest." "Please, nightingale, please come," said the men. "Our king will be very happy. He wants you very much. He likes your singing." And so the little bird went along with the king's men, and the king was very happy. The king gave the little bird a beautiful cage made of gold. The nightingale lived in the cage and sang for the king every day. It was not happy, but it stayed with the king for many years. One day, the king received a present from the king of another country. It was a toy nightingale. It was not real. It had many jewels all over it. It also had a little key. The key was to wind up the toy bird to make it sing. The king was now very pleased because he had two nightingales. One was a real bird and the other was a toy bird. Every day, the king wound up the toy bird by turning the little key, and the little toy nightingale sang. The real nightingale, too, sang every day for the king. One day, after many months, the real nightingale flew out of the cage, through a window, and into the forest. The little toy bird also stopped singing because something inside it broke. The king was now very, very sad. He became ill and lay in his bed with his eyes closed. The king's doctors came, but they could not make him better. After 2 weeks, the doctors came again. They looked at the king and they said, "The king is dead." And they went away sadly. The king's men stayed near the king, watching him. Suddenly, the king opened his eyes. "I hear a song," he said, "a very sweet song. And the voice is beautiful." The king's men listened too, and they too heard the song. "My little friend has come back," said the king with joy. Yes, the little nightingale had come back. It was in the tree, just outside the king's window. It sang all night. It sang beautifully. In the morning, the king was well again. The king was very happy. His men and his doctors were very happy too.